What's going on, guys? God bless you. Carlos here with Serranos Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, guys. And in today's video, we're going to keep it very short and straight to the point. And I think it's a conversation that maybe I don't see a lot of, but on today's video, guys, I want to talk to you guys on some of the reasons why it's very important and very crucial for you as a detailer to go and find you a practice hood. So without further ado, let's get right into this conversation. All right, before we continue in this video, please make sure you stay to the very end, especially if you are a detailer who is just starting in this field. Recently, I've been questioned a lot of, hey, Carlos, can you explain on your process of your paint correction or your paint enhancements? I'm confused with that, right? So definitely stay towards the very end of this video, and I'm gonna kind of explain to you guys on how I demonstrate this to my customers, hopefully help you as well on getting this taken care of, right? Or getting a little bit better in that area of maybe explaining it to your customers. Maybe you're not too knowledgeable yet, but hopefully that conversation kind of guides you in a better way on how you can perfect that craft. So whenever I started truly learning my craft on paint corrections, I'll be very honest, obviously coming from a car wash background, this was not even close to what I was offering to customers. What I thought was like a hand wax. I was doing it incorrectly, right? But this hood right here alone is about probably a good 5 years old. Obviously, it is beat up, it is used, it is abused, but it gets the job done, right? So if you started your detailing business strictly on car washes and doing interior detailing, right? And now you're like, I want to add something better to my service. I want to level up a little bit, right? This is definitely the way to go, right? And you can definitely find yourself a hood at your local, maybe collision center, right? Maybe you got a friend that works at a body shop and just ask them like, hey, bro, do you guys ever throw any hoods away? You know, I'm interested in getting one. I'm trying to learn, you know, and they'll tell you like, oh yeah, bro, we always throw them. Like, I'll let you know when we get a good one, right? And they'll hit you up. And then they'll tell you, hey, bro, we got a nice hood. Come and pick it up, right? And go pick it up, right? And that is truly when you start mastering and learning your craft, right? If you're scared to put a polisher to a customer's paint, hey, guess what? That is what the hood is for. So reason number one as to why you need a practice hood is because it's going to help you understand products. It's going to help you understand the polishers. Your skills are going to get better, right? So go out there and get you a practice hood, right? Another reason why I have enjoyed having this hood, obviously now I do offer correction classes where I teach you a little bit on my way of truly doing a paint correction. I show you things that I feel like not a lot of classes showcase, which sometimes I kind of try to hide a lot of what I do because I feel like I teach things that are in a way that make more sense to you as well. But reason number two, because you get to scratch the crap out of this hood and learn how to fix it, right? As you detail cars, right, you always see scenarios, you always see different styles of swirls, of scratches, and you know, you're like, dang, how did this happen, right? Well, you know, you also get phone calls, right, when customers tell you, hey, you know, my kid was helping me wash my car and he ended up using a Scotch guard pad or something, or a Scotch pad, a Scotch pad, right, and they scratched my hood up. Right? Is that something you fix? Majority of the times, if you're just starting, you would probably say like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to fix that. I'm not specialized in that field. But guess what? When you have a practice hood, you can literally put anything to this paint. You can scratch it up and you're going to learn how to perfect that scratch, how to make that scratch better. So the next time that you actually get a phone call from another client that says, hey, you have that same scenario, you can comfortably say, yes, I can fix that, right? Yes, I'm knowledgeable in that field. So that is one of the reasons, is because you truly get to beat the crap out of a hood, do different scenarios, and you know, you can truly master and really hone in on that craft. Another reason you would want to have a hood is because now you are also starting to get into ceramic coatings, right? Every ceramic coating is gonna work differently. Every ceramic coating flashes differently, right? So I like the hood as well because this also shows me how a ceramic coating will react. How if a certain ceramic coating is gonna flash, is it gonna sweat? So this is the perfect scenario to practice it on, right? If you're new to the ceramic coatings, right, you don't know what you're doing, you can feel comfortable that, hey, if you leave a high spot, it's on a practice hood, right? You're not gonna mess it up, right? You get to learn how to fix that mistake as well, right? I also have a thermometer in here, so I can always see the temperature that we're at, the humidity we're at, and I apply it in different scenarios so that I also know what I'm gonna be doing, right? How I'm gonna be able to fix, you know, the high spots, how I'm gonna be able to truly remove it, how long I have, and things like that. So that's another reason why I like using this hood in different temperatures and different humidities, is because you also as an installer get to learn how a lot of majority of these ceramic coatings work, right? Obviously you guys know I truly strictly only use like the Max Shine, Max Graphene, or their entry-level ceramic coating, or I'll use Drive Auto Appearance ceramic coating because it's local. As you guys know, I love to support local, and those coatings actually do really well. So that's another reason why I love using a hood, is because when I apply different ceramic coatings, or a ceramic coating that I'm not used to or I'm new to, before I install it into a vehicle, I want to make sure, I want to see how it works, how it flashes, how it performs, right? I'll leave this hood out there outside for days and then come back and kind of hit it with some water and kind of see the water behavior. So that's another reason why having a hood is really important, is because you can apply different ceramic coatings and you can you know, see how it reacts. To conclude this video, we're gonna finalize this with talking about paint enhancements, paint corrections, right? When it comes to paint enhancements, what you're truly trying to do, guys, is just enhance the gloss of the vehicle, enhance the look, right? That's why it's in the name, right? It's a paint enhancement. On this hood, you're also gonna be seeing truly how this paint looked prior, right? And how we moved up the tiers to make this look a whole lot better, right? So when it comes to enhancement, guys, I'm gonna be very honest. I strictly use the Rupes white foam, which is their lightest cutting pad, right? This is truly just gonna give it the gloss, right? And I usually pair it, not usually, I always pair it with the M302 polish, right? That's their refining polish in a way, because you're not gonna remove any defects, you're not gonna remove major scratches. All you're gonna do is you're just gonna enhance the gloss really of that paint, right? Next tier up would be our one-step paint correction, right? For myself, I will always strictly stick to a Rupes yellow foam with that looks like this, the yellow Rupes foam pad with Coach Chemi F601. That is probably my most favorite combination to use. The only combination I strictly use is Coach Chemi line, because I really believe in the product and it hasn't let me down, right? And then lastly, when I'm doing a two-step paint correction, right, which is a cutting stage, I will go with Coach Chemi H9, and I will always pair it with a Lake Country wool pad. If you haven't tried the Lake Country wool pad, you gotta get you some, because this pad right there will cut beautifully, and you don't have to do multiple passes over and over, right? As far as the polisher choice, you can choose either a DA, right? Or you can go rotary, right? It's really up to you. Obviously, if you're new to detailing, you always want to be careful when using rotary. You don't want to have it at high speeds, because then you could run into some major issues as far as burning the clear or something like that, right? So if you're new to detailing, I highly urge you, stick with the DA and orbital. You're going to be just fine, and you'll get amazing results with that, right? For our second step, which is our polishing stage, I will always pair it with Coach Chemi F6 and a yellow Rupes foam pad, right? Now, you can always play around with your polish and you're going to find some amazing results. At times, if I cut beautifully with just our initial heavy cut and I see that the paint looks really good, then I'll usually just jump over to using the Rupes white foam with the M302 to really maximize the gloss of this paint, right? That's when you don't have a lot of defects after the heavy cut, right? Should you have some defects still, some scratches, yeah, that's when I'll usually stick with my F601 with our Rupes yellow foam to just kind of cut a little bit more, but still give us a nice finish. Now, I'm gonna take you right into the paint of this hood, right? And we're looking at this from left to right. On our left side, guys, we truly scratched this hood up today really good. I pretty much transitioned over from this is what I usually use to kind of scratch our hood. Today I ended up going with this style of brush, which has some medium bristles on the edges with some metal bristles right in the middle. And this definitely did some damage, right? So on our left side is our before, right? And I'm gonna take you guys through each enhancement. I'm gonna take you guys through a one-step paint correction, and we're gonna finish it off with a two-step paint correction so you guys can see a little bit on how it looks, right? Now, I'm gonna show you guys a paint enhancement right here real quick, and you'll notice this looks the same. It really does, right? But what it did, it enhanced the gloss of this area, right? It just made it look better, right? It gave it a nice gloss, and I'll try to see if I can pan it out so you guys can see the before, the after on an enhancement. It looks the same, but from a distance you can clearly see that we are getting gloss on this area here. The next one up is going to be a one-step paint correction, and on that one you'll notice we have less scratches, but they're still there. The scratches are there, right? To a detailer, they'll look at it and they're like, bro, that is not a one-step paint correction, right? Again, always remember the total outcome of the final finish is based on how it looked before, right? This thing is beat up, right? You can't expect a miracle even with a one-step paint correction. It's only making it better, right? We remove some defects, which it did, and we gave it a nice gloss as well. That is what the one-step paint correction is truly doing. It's just removing some defects, light defects from the top surface, and just giving it a nice polish, right? Now, to truly maximize the results on this paint, whenever you see a paint this bad, I already know, you know what, the one step isn't going to do much. I truly have to go to a two-step paint correction, right? And for that, this is the final outcome on a two-step paint correction. This looks amazing, and I'm sure you guys on the other side of the screen can clearly see a night and day difference where we truly removed all the defects off of this paint, and this is what we're chasing, right? But obviously, remember, with each step you're doing, the cost is even greater. In order to get it to point this over here with a two-step, the cost is also greater. You also have to pretty much at that point, you have to include, I would say, a ceramic coating, because you want to have that extra layer of protection, because you've kind of done a lot of work to this paint, that you want to have something to truly block the sun, get that UV protection, oxidation, and that's where a ceramic coating comes into effect, usually when doing a two-step paint correction, right? But I hope this video kind of showed you guys a little bit on, you know, what you can achieve as far as, you know, a good finish, right? But always don't overthink the moment, don't overthink your work, don't sit there and try to chase these scratches on a paint enhancement or chase after with a one-step. It's just not possible. There's levels to the tiers to where you have to tell yourself, you know what, It's just so much I can do. This is where also a consultation comes into play a lot of the times, right? I always do in-person consultations when a customer wants something done to their paint. I want to meet them. I want to get to know them. And I got to see the vehicle, truly what it has. And then I'll do some test areas so I can truly see what I need to do to get this paint to their standards, right? That way I don't show up blindly to an appointment and say, oh crap, I didn't know it was this bad, right? Do your homework before so that when you come to do the job, you ace that exam, right? You already know what you got to do to get this paint looking good. You already know the product you have to use, the pad choice, all of that, right? That way you come, you take that test and you ace it, right? And the customer gives you an A+, right? So I hope this video kind of made sense to you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. As always, God bless you guys, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video.